Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't made a video in quite some time. I told y'all I would try to work on it. Obviously didn't work too well, but basically I wanted to do this video because I really had nothing to talk about in my videos, because I'm like, my journey has been just blech. But I wanted to come to make this video today because I wanted to do a follow-up on my last video, the You're Fat But Why video. And actually I just finished watching a video by Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, and she spoke about why she got fat, basically. And I wanted to come and just share something with you because I feel like I've had a miniature breakthrough. And in the last video I said there are some things that I wanted to share but weren't ready to share with you. And so this has actually been going on since that video, a little bit after that video to up until now. So I'll give you a little backstory. Work with me here. I don't know if I'm going to get emotional. If I do, I've already cried on this channel, so whatever. I would say about 4 weeks ago, something happened. Nothing like super like, oh my god, but this guy, long story short, this guy that I have been dealing with, I had saw him and he basically was in my face, just overbearingly in my face, not like violently or anything, like in my face, but like just overly nice, overly too close, just overly in my face. And I know with us in the past, we have gone without talking, and then he'll come back and then we'll talk or whatever. And so this time I have no idea why, but I got really, really emotional about it to the point where I was crying. Like literally, like not like I'm like in my room on the floor crying, just overly emotional, talking to my friend on the phone, start crying, and I remember just saying, I'm just so confused. To my knowledge, you didn't want me, but now you're in my face. And so to me, that was just like, I don't want him, per se. Like, I can't escape him from my life. The situation is, if you knew, you would understand. I can't escape him from my life, but I don't want to be with you. I have no desire to want to be intimate at any level with you or anything. And I just got really emotional about it. And up until about a week and a half ago, I still didn't understand like why that affected me to the level it affected me. Like, I'm like hysterically crying. And I just like, I don't know what's going on, and like, he didn't want me, so why are you in my face? Like, I kept saying that, and what clicked in my mind for me to be like, I think this is why I was upset about it. I was watching I got bored, and I was like, I'm just gonna like watch Extreme Home Makeover, Weight Loss Edition. And so I watched a couple of those, and then I was watching one. The girl's name is Nyla, and she was a young black lady, and she was just talking about how she never knew her father, doesn't know his name, what he looks like, he doesn't know who I am. And in the episode, the trainer, I have no idea what his name is. I'm sorry. If you watch it, you know who I'm talking about. He had found her father and had like envelope full of information for her, and at first she didn't want to read it and was like, forget this. And so in per one-on-one interview with the producers, she actually was like, okay, I'll read it. And so as she was reading it and going through that process of feeling what she felt, she had learned that her dad had committed suicide and had many years of like drug use and whatever. So when she started talking about that, I immediately got emotional, and it clicked in my mind, like the light went on. What he did to me was what my dad has always done to me. So growing up wasn't really a great childhood. On the outside, it looked great and everything was I'm trying to say this not to downplay my childhood, because I was very spoiled and got everything I want and never had to want or need for anything. But the emotional side of my childhood is very traumatic. So with that being said, I realized that my dad being in and out of my life, leaving and coming back with no explanation, no apology, nothing of the, I acknowledge that I hurt you. That made me emotional. And so all of last week I was at home. I was off work for last week, and I just was crying at least twice a day. Before I cried myself to sleep, and I woke up crying. And the reason why I've been so emotional is because I realized as I'm thinking about it, as I've been thinking about it, is that I've never allowed myself to feel the hurt. I've been so angry for so long and carried around that anger and was so pissed off and so resentful and so rebellious about it that I have never allowed, since I remember, even from being a child, I have never remembered crying about it. And when I mean years, I mean like years of being angry. And so, with that being said, the reason why I'm saying this to you, and I'm glad I didn't get emotional, is when I said that what I said in the last video of you need to find out why, and even when I said I know the reasons why, I did not fully understand what I was saying. Now, that may seem kind of like a what? What are you talking about moment, but I did not know what that really entails when you figure out what the real problem is. And so I'm gonna bring it back to the book, because I haven't been reading my book. Like I said, this book right here, I've read a couple chapters, and the beginning chapters are basically just like information, like background, like preparing you to have the mindset to go in with the work. And when you get into the work, they actually tell you to keep a journal. They have journal entries that they want you to keep, and questions that they want you to answer to put in the journal. But I haven't been reading it, and so after that has happened, I was like, I think I'm ready. I don't think, actually, you know what, to be frank, I don't think I'm ready to deal with it. And that's being honest. I really do want to, and that's the reason why I started going to therapy and started to work on me. And I've come a long way, but I don't think that I'm prepared to do it. And when I mean prepared and ready to, I don't mean that I'm not going to. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. And just from me crying, crying like a child. Like, that's the only way I could explain it to myself, was I was crying like a child. I don't think I know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to have another breakdown. I have no idea what's going to come of this. I'm not fully prepared for what is going to happen. And so I think that because I've been working every day, that I've had a nice distraction. But one thing I did learn about myself because I remember the day I went back to work was the day I talked to my mom about it. And I expressed to her that I've been sad because I feel like my father doesn't want me. And that's hurtful. And to deal with years of pain. I mean, like, even going back to elementary school in the 5th grade, you leaving, coming back in the middle of middle school, leaving before I went to high school, coming back in the middle of high school. And like, even to this day, I haven't physically been around my father since 2009. It's 2012. Like, and then in between those times, you not putting forth any real effort. Now, I do realize in those times I was angry, didn't want to speak with him. But to me, he didn't put enough effort. Like with me, if I care about somebody, me calling them once is not going to get their attention. Me calling them once every 3 months is not going to get their attention. Like, even now, I don't want to air out my family's dirty laundry that much, but even now, I think, because I understand where it's for now, I understand where it comes from, where he doesn't want to call me. So every time he calls me, I don't really want to talk to him. But now I can see why he doesn't want to do that, now as an adult, I can see, because I've been so angry and mad with him. And we actually got into a few arguments back in high school and basically cussing him out. I remember saying, "You're not my father," wishing death upon him because I'm so angry and I'm so hurt. After that has transpired, I realized why now, if I'm not receptive, you can't really bridge that relationship. But when I'm in middle school and going into high school and you call me once every 3 months, like, that's not trying to me. But I realize now that I'm an adult, my mom kept trying to tell me this and I didn't understand. I was like, no, you're supposed to be on my side, that you're not a child anymore. And if you want a relationship with your father, you have to make sure it happens. And the one thing I do want to say is that I don't hate my father. I love my father. When I was younger, that was the man in my life. I love my dad. But you still can't leave a child like that. And bringing it back to what happened, I hadn't talked to the guy since January. And then all of a sudden you come back, everything's supposed to be peaches and cream just because I say hi to you. No, sorry, I play with your emotions. No, sorry that after you told me you want to be my friend for real, I haven't talked to you. I've been avoiding you. Nothing. And just like, have that happen to you as an adult. That was an eye-opening experience. Like, I'm glad it happened because now I realize that that issue is a huge issue in my life. And I will keep you guys updated. I don't know how this is going to go. I have about 13 days till school starts. So I'm going to try to do as much work as I can because I know my reading load is going to be really heavy, but I really do want to work on this because it has been affecting my relationships with friends, family, significant others. It has been affecting me. So I'm basically telling you now, more than was telling you in the last video. Find out what it is that made you get to that point. And I know for some of us, it's a lot deeper than I've been hurt. But to go and think about that and rehash that out, it's hurtful all over again. But going through the first step of what I'm going through now, I can tell you, feeling what you actually are supposed to be feeling and not being angry or stressed out and eating about it. During, it's not fun, but after, it's worth it. So with that being said, this 15-minute long video has come to an end. So I hope you guys at least take something from this, even if it's a little grain of salt. But find out, again, find out what it is that has brought you to this point in life. Because I know for me, without going through this, I cannot ever succeed. I can lose weight all I want, but if I don't figure out what's causing me to emotionally eat, I will not be successful at all. So, like I said, if you got any questions, holla at me. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, send me a message, tweet me. I don't care. Join the Facebook weight loss group. Yeah. I'll have some links below. You'll just read the description box. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.